Welcome to Limitless Trading. We hope that you were able to catch some of the moves. We had said last week that the market was going to start going into our bullish pivot, which was Friday into Monday. And we wanted to see a retest of this trend line, which was near about 5,500 and change. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. We gapped up, but the market defended on the daily the 5390 trend line. So we're sandwiched into this very small triangle, right? With some pivots actually coming into next week. Now, what happens? Are we going to, other than tomorrow, which is tax day, we should actually roll over. New York is going to sell off, to pay for taxes that are due on Tuesday the 15th, but OPEX is short this week because it's a Holy Week. OPEX is Thursday the 17th. So are we going to squeeze after Tuesday and get some of POTUS's friends out at the 5,600? Or are we going to lose 4,800 and start coming back down and retesting the 5,290, 5,212, roll over into back to 5,035? That's going to be the question. So what we tell everybody is short if the resistance rejected. So if you saw the gap up and you saw a rejection, it was a great short. Be very careful. Again, I don't like shorting down here. I like shorting when we retest something like this upper trend line in the 5,600, or once we get these the three wise men out at 5,628, or frankly, I want to see all-time highs so we can short huge shorts into Q4. It's going to be quite a disaster. But level by level, if you see the trend line hold at the 5390 area, we're going to keep ping pong. Again, we can ping pong up, right? Because the market's going to want to go up into the July seasonality, get these folks out that were afraid of tariffs. Now that basically POTUS is flinch and the tariff news isn't fear anymore. Someone is betting there more fear is coming after August. But seasonality is that if you buy in April and just hold through pain, by the late of July, you're green. If you're trading this, again, you don't want to go long up here. You want maybe if it breaks out over 5,400, let it retest sometime. Actually, after FOMC where it's probably going to be bearish. Let a support hold like a retest of 5,212 or even a micro test of 5,300 flat before you take any longs. You can take micro longs up here since the market closed above 5,400 and keep retesting. So in other words, if tax day is a little bit bearish, going long into OPEX and long into the end of the month, market makers are probably going to want to get their clients out green. Otherwise, we would love to see a retest of this support sometime in May, 5,800 area, even a little lower, like 5,786, to really take a long. That doesn't mean start shorting here because, again, there's a lot of confluence up here to get market makers out before you short heavy going on the downside. On the smaller time frame, the gap filled and the market held. That means if 4,400 just keeps working, 5,377 works, the market may want to still come up to test the 5515 resistance that could break out and turn into support into the 5,600 area. Otherwise, we got to see some liquidity back here at the 5251. We're up still from this low, and the market hasn't come back to retest it. So just be very cautious on the micro levels. If 5377 holds, bullish back up to 4,800, so on after the rollover for taxes. If we hold 5,400 again, a back test of 4,885 or the high of the day, the 5,500. If 5,400 breaks down, short cautiously to 5,377 all the way back to 5,251 or at least 5,288. Again, the market hasn't picked up any new liquidity here. It bounced, went up to sell. We want to catch some liquidity to the downside to take some possible longs. Again, on the daily, I want to see a back test of 50.35 or a defending of 58.63, something in this area that shows us that bulls are going to continue to engage, because up here, you're just running stop loss or being very careful with the counter trend into seasonality. Market should be up seasonally into at least the 26th, if not the 29th of April. Then a rollover into FOMC, which is May 6th. But one level at a time, take it trade by trade. Don't assume long, don't assume short. If a level holds, take your long. If it rejects, take your short smartly. If you like the content, please subscribe, like, comment, Discord, or email us if you want to join our team.